Hey, what's up everybody? Jason here. Welcome back to the channel. So this is part 2 of Black Friday deals. This is all about, mostly about gear. And because there's so much stuff on sale, there's so many places to look, and I've got viewers in the US and Canada. I'm going to break this video down in a few ways. First, general Black Friday sales, where to find stuff. And spoiler alert, pretty much everything that is, $300, $350 and more is $50 off today. Everywhere. So that's studio monitors, guitars, guitar amps, everything. So those aren't really great deals, but if you were waiting for some type of sale, those things, maybe they'll go on sale a little bit more around the holiday season and stuff. But generally speaking, there's a ton of stuff on sale. So general things, then I'm going to move on to gear that's useful for a home studio person who does this part-time or half-time or something like that. And it's stuff that you normally don't think about. So it's all the unsexy things that are totally useful, but you don't really spend your time or money looking for. Then in all cases, I'm going to split this between US and Canada. Generally speaking, from what I've found, the deals are pretty much the same on both. And then I'm going to close off with some of the better deals that I've seen, some of the things that have better discounts. So let's get right into it. Generally speaking, all the big retailers, like I said, have $50 off more or less everything that is a medium and up ticket item. So you could say anything from 15 to 25% off for those things. Long & McQuaid's, their general sales are not that great, but their in-store sales are pretty good. So you'd have to go to their Black Friday sale page, and then each individual store has stuff that they have up for sale. So you could go pick the one that you're willing to drive to and find things. But there are some really, really good deals on some of the in-store stuff. There's a John Petrucci 7-string Majesty for half price right now. It is used, so you can find a lot of used and demo gear. Long & McQuaid's tends to do attic sales every once in a while, so these deals do pop up every once in a while. But if you're in the market for some big ticket item, there's a vintage Sunburst Epiphone guitar here for half price as well. You can find some pretty good deals on the individual store websites. So Amazon has the Roadie 3 Smart Tuner. I have a Roadie 2. It's fantastic, and people might say, ugh, guitar tuner, don't you know how to tune a guitar? Super useful if you're in the studio, especially if you record with multiple guitars and you need them to be perfectly in tune, and you want to save some time. Or if you're like me and you have a Gibson SG that won't stay in tune if you threatened its life, this thing is super duper valuable. Right now it's 22% off on Amazon. It's the lowest price they've had in a while, and it's a really, really great product that can help speed things up. If you're just new to getting into recording, there are a bunch of audio interfaces on sale. This is from Red One up here in Canada. Now this is the 3rd gen, not the 4th gen, but a 4i4 USB interface is, $70 off right now, which is a really great deal. The 3rd gen ones, I have a 3rd gen 2i2. It's a great audio interface for the beginner. If you are recording, you want to record multiple people, you want to record, a singer-songwriter duo, each person has a microphone and, an acoustic guitar with a pickup, you can do all that with this one. So that's a pretty good deal as well. Red One also has an Audit ID 14 on sale as well, which is a pretty good deal. It's about $120 off. So if you're in the market for an entry-level audio interface, there's a couple of great deals out there. So as an example, and you can find these deals in US and Canada, audio interfaces, Focusrite ones are on sale pretty much across the board. Now, these are the 3rd gen and previous audio interfaces. So they did just come out with their Gen 4 audio interfaces, which have the same preamps, I think, as their high-end, whatever is right above Claret line. So I have a Claret 4 Plus Pre, and the 3rd gens allegedly have the same preamps as the one that I have. The one that I have was about $1,000. I didn't pay that. I got that largely for free from Focusrite because I did a product review for something. But these 3rd gen ones have the same preamps. They sound great, and they're pretty much on sale everywhere. So like I said, if you're in the market for an audio interface, there are good deals to be had out there. Next, I'll move on to something that is really useful for a home studio recorder. So workflow is really the most important thing. I got everything within arm's reach. I've got my guitars over here. I've got my other guitars over here. I've got a practice amp over here. I've got my keyboard right in front of me, and I've got a microphone on a boom arm right here. So I can do all of my recording sitting here. I don't have to move around. I don't have to plug things in and out. So a desk-mounted boom arm, which is 30% off. This is a really good deal, and then you can get different types of mounts to mount whatever microphone that you have, and it's just a super useful but unsexy thing. Next up, microphones. So Red One here in Canada has a good deal on this AT2020 cardioid condenser studio microphone. So if you do need an extra microphone in the studio, I might actually pick this deal up because I need one for recording acoustic guitar, because I really only have the one microphone that I use for everything. So I'll usually record my acoustic separately and then do my vocals separately. This would be useful for me because I borrowed one of these from a friend of mine, and it's a pretty reasonable mic, and at $109, that is a really good deal. Moving up and then I guess on to the US, this is a Warm 87 clone that, from what I've read online and videos that I've seen, I've never used it before, but it does have some pretty good reviews, and it's $200 off right now, and this emulates the famous Warm Audio 87 microphone. So for $200 off, if you're in the market for a mid-range microphone for your home studio, that's a pretty good deal. But the best deal that I found was the Slate ML1, which is on sale in US and Canada. So this is a modeling microphone. So when you get this piece of hardware, it comes with a piece of software that allows you to emulate different microphones. Now, Slate has a bunch of add-on packs that are pretty expensive, you know, $100 to $200. But from memory, they give you 10 different microphones for free when you buy this $1,000 microphone, but right now it's almost half off, and it's the same in the US. I believe Sweetwater has this for $4.99 right now as well. So if you are looking for a mid-range upper, but you don't have a lot of money and you want the benefit of having different tones from different microphones, then this is a really, really good deal. All right, more unsexy things for the home studio. Guitar strings are on sale pretty much everywhere. 2-for-1 deals, buy two, get one free. That goes for instrument cables as well. Instrument cables, TRS cables, patch cables, microphone cables are, 20% off today pretty much everywhere. So you can pick up a handful of those. Same thing for guitar amp stands, which I'm probably going to grab one. So you can save $20-30 on some guitar amp stands as well. And again, all the links to these things are in the description below. So those things are pretty useful, but it's not usually stuff that I would typically buy. I would buy the sexy stuff first because I'm stupid. But there's some great deals on some very, very useful things that you can stock up on. All right, rounding out the home studio thing is this screaming deal on this AKAI miniature keyboard, which I actually have and use. This thing is perfect because it's so tiny, and it's perfect for tinkering around, for creating melodies, or just doing drum parts. I'm between drum sets right now, so I'll use this to actually record some of my drum parts in MIDI as well. But this is $100 here in Canada right now, and it's normally $170. So that is a great deal for something that is super useful if you're a songwriter and you want to record some, overdubs and MIDI parts and things like that. All right, so now let's close off with some of the bigger ticket things that are on sale. This is, if you do have extra money lying around, some of these deals are actually pretty good. So if you're in the market for a double pedal, Long McQuaid's right now has a DW3000 on sale for a pretty good price. It's $120 off. That is a pretty good price. You'd have to check the store. I do believe they'll pretty much ship it anywhere. There's tons of these in stock. I might actually pick one of these up because I will be replacing my Strike Pro and my acoustic kit with something else. So I might pick one of these up because I'm going to need to get a pedal anyway. But that is a really good deal. This is, I don't know, I generally don't recommend Roland drums only because they're so freaking expensive, but this is a pretty good deal. It's $500 off. This has the digital hi-hat, the digital ride, the digital snare. You have to buy your own. You can use the $500 savings to buy a snare stand and a hi-hat stand. But this is the Series 2 of the TD27, which is the newer model of them, basically. And that is an okay deal when you consider it would compete with the F-Note 5 kit, which is a regular, or even the F-Note 3X kit, which has 4 tom pads and more cymbals, and it's about $3,800 US dollars. Or sorry, it's 3,800 Canadian dollars. But this is a pretty good deal if you're in the market for a, I wouldn't call this high end, because you can go up to, you know, $12,000, $13,000 for Roland drum sets. But in my brain, spending this much money on an electronic drum set is high end. But it is a good kit, and the digital components that it comes with, plus the TD27, is pretty good. So if you've been waiting to pull the trigger on that, this could be a really good deal. Now, on the lower end of the spectrum, at Guitar Center, Simmons is a mid-tier brand, I guess you could call it, if you wanted to compare it to Roland. It's definitely not as quality as the Roland stuff, but this is a great deal for an entry-level electronic kit if you're looking for one. So 27% off, so $473 Canadian, and this thing would be perfect. So if you've got a kid that's looking to get started with, or you're just getting started with, this would be a perfect little set to get started with. And that's at Guitar Center, and I believe they will, yeah, they have international shipping, so they'll ship anywhere. So that's a really good price. Obviously even cheaper if you convert that to US dollars. All right, keeping with drum sets, the last one is the Strike Pro Special Edition. So this is in the US through Sweetwater. $22.99 is a screaming deal for the Strike Pro SE. I used to have the Strike Pro, the previous gen model. I think I traded in a drum set, but it was $34.99 or something like that. So, and that's Canadian. So $22.99 is a great deal for this in the US. In Canada, it's $200 off, so it's $32.99. And if it came down to picking, you know, the Roland versus the Alesis, I would probably go with the Alesis, because for $1,100 less, you're getting arguably a nicer looking drum set. Obviously, it's not going to be as good quality as the Roland set. The digital snare, hi-hat, and ride are going to be much, much better than the hi-hat, ride, and snare that come with the Strike Pro. But for $1,100, I think I would be willing to make that trade-off. So that is on sale at Long & McQuaid's here in Canada and at Sweetwater. All right, next thing. This is a good deal, and this is something I was actually looking at, but I don't know if I can stomach spending that much. It's an attenuator with speaker modeling, and I've got, I don't know if you can see it in the background, I've got a gigantic JCM 800 that is basically unplayable, and an attenuator is going to allow me to actually play that thing at normal volume levels that don't blow out all the windows in my house. But the fact that it's $300 off is a really good deal for something like this. So if you've got a giant amp at home and you are tired of replacing your windows every time you turn the thing on, this attenuator and speaker modeler is on sale right now. And I did check one out at a music store here around the London area because I was interested in one, and the guy there in the store said it's probably one of the better ones out there, but I haven't used it. Google it if you want to check out some reviews of that. But anyway, this is a pretty good price if you're in the market for something like that. Continuing with guitar stuff, all the THR amps are on sale at Sweetwater right now. I've got a THR2, and they're, like I said, they're $50 off, $40 off, depending on how much you're willing to spend. So I've got the THR10 too, which is $429 US. I actually paid a lot less than that Canadian because I bought mine before COVID when all the prices started going through the roof. But these are really good practice amps. They have all the different types of models and sounds and cabinets and things that you would need. Plus they're loud enough to practice with. So I bring my THR2 to band practice. I'm in a cover band playing guitar and singing, and I always bring my THR, and it's plenty loud for those practice sessions. So these things are pretty good too. Another really good screaming deal is this Blackstar HT combo amplifier, which I have not played, but I've heard good things about, and I've watched a bunch of videos on it, that it's a really good amp, and it's $300 off. So this is a screaming deal, and this is at Sweetwater as well. So if you're in the market for a practice amp, this is another option. It's at the top end of the options that I've got here. So it's more expensive than the THRs, but you're arguably getting a better product for that price. Now, I do have to mention the Spark because Positive Grid has all their stuff on sale. I talked in the other video about Bias FX 2 being on sale, but all the Spark models are on sale right now. And for $319, to be brutally honest, my Spark is right there, and I just use it as a Bluetooth speaker. I don't even play it because I think the THR sounds better. But if you are in the market for a cheap practice amp, you can't go wrong with the Positive Grid stuff. And all of their amps are, except for their new cab, are on sale right now. So even the Spark Go, the little mini one, is $30 off, and you're getting the same software and the same modeling for each one. All right, so that wraps it up. I know I went through that pretty quick, but all the links are down below. The problem was there's just too much stuff on sale right now. So I think the best deals, at least if you are in Canada, is go to the Long & McQuaid site, go to their Black Friday sale page, and then find a store that you're willing to drive to, because you can find some really, really good deals on demo or used equipment. And now, like I said, they do have those sales every once in a while. Probably in January or February, they're going to do their attic sale again. So some of those products might come back on, but those are probably the best deals that you were going to find. And the ones that I mentioned here were the biggest discounted things that I could find that I thought might be the most useful. So check all the links down below, and happy Black Friday shopping.